Welcome back to Sailing Joko. In our last episode, we started the replacement of a couple port lights because they looked like garbage. We ordered new ones direct from Hallberg Rassy, and after some brute force and some colorful language, we got the old frames out and ready to reinstall the new ones. But then...
Well, shocker, we've run into a little bit of a problem. The new port lights that we got from HR Parts doesn't fit in this port light.
Hence, part 2 of this Portlight Installation DIY.
Hi, we're Kristen and Jeff, and we've been fixing up our 40-year-old Hallberg Rassy sailboat for the last 5 years. We sold everything we owned on land for a life on the water. Except most recently, we found ourselves stationed on the beautiful Caribbean island of St. Martin to tackle the biggest boat project we've ever done, removal of the teak deck on our Hallberg Rassy 352, and we're doing it ourselves. Follow along for every screw, every plank, and everything in between.
So we are successful with it fitting in here.
Got it in the hull. Now, one quirky thing is the port light that was sitting here before was actually not straight lined up with everything else. So we have lined this one up now better, but in doing so, we brought it even closer at a couple points to, well, how do I describe it? The gap, the existing opening in the hull is now leaving very little bite for seal for gasket. So we're probably gonna want to do some work. I don't know what yet, don't even ask me. But we're going
What
to...
kind of work? Just kidding.
Glass work. So that at the end of the day, when this thing seals, it has more to seal against. Just because it's a little bit dicey, but I think we lined her up nice. If you want to come down here, get a shot from over here. How's that look?
That looks pretty good.
So it looks centered, you know, in the blue.
Yep.
And it's level with the blue line, right?
Yep.
You can see here, look, all the old blue there. If you can
Yeah.
see, I don't know. And it's the same, so you can see this corner and that corner now. You just tilt it.
So while Jeff is tearing up the boat, I'm going to clean the boat. We have a lot of dishes that we didn't get around to last night before going to bed. So, ta-da! All clean. And yes, I do wash and reuse my Ziploc bags, in case you're wondering. Waste not, want not. Reuse them. We have a water maker. We can make water in order to wash them. Speaking of which, let's check our water level right now. I guess we're gonna have to fill up on water because we're on E. That's not a boat project, that's just everyday life. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
This is how we fill up on water in the boatyard. We run our hose all the way up on deck and connect to the nearby water spigot that is reserved just for us. When we're not using it, we keep the spigot under lock and key, just in case any land pirates get thirsty. It takes about 20 minutes to fill our 90-gallon tank, so some protection is key. And now you know.
Portside time. We've done a couple dry fits in here, and Jeff has brought the Dremel out to custom it. Oh yeah, the bottom fits now. This one was a little bugger, didn't want to fit in there nicely. More adjustments are needed. Not a tough project so far, but a lot of steps, very tedious. Fitting it, taking it out, adjusting, fitting it, taking it out, adjusting. Up on this corner, obviously some light is coming through, so it doesn't have the best seal up there, so we might have to make a spacer of sorts for that corner, but otherwise everything looks okay. Jeff is finally happy with all of those adjustments, and I'm just going to go down below, see what it looks like from the ground.
How's that looking?
Yeah, it looks good.
The bottom is here. That's it there.
Yeah, that's better, like that.
Right there.
Now we are going to a marine store, Island Water World, to see if they have the M5 machine screws that we need for the port lights. Not sure what type of things that they'll have here, but we might as well give it a shot.
M5 stainless. Let's do at least 620.
This is 16.
Oh, okay. Wait. The head. The other thing is
Want
the
the
head.
other head?
I don't want.
Hopefully they have something that we need. And we don't have to do a 30-minute dinghy ride to the Dutch side.
But just our luck.
Darn, so close. All right, let's keep going. All the charter boats are starting to come back to St. Martin. Look at them all lined up. We finally made it after like 25 minutes to Budget Marine. We're gonna go to another store for the fasteners, but we're just gonna stop in here because we are looking for some sealant for under the water line to see if they have any here. It's not here. Oh, shuckaroos. Struck out. They didn't have. So what is it that you want? It's kind of specialized. It's a permit? No, what's it called?
It's
Thread lock?
made by Loctite.
Loctite.
Or Henkel or whatever that European.
It's like a 505 thread tape.
It looks like floss, but it's Teflon thread instead of Teflon tape.
Oh.
And it's interesting. I guess the unique property about it is that you can crank the fitting to where you want it, and you can go back a bit and still have it sealed.
Yeah. It won't unwhirl
Yeah,
it
it won't lose
when you back it
Yeah,
off.
That's what they say.
It won't unwhirl it, right?
Yeah. That's the way to describe it.
That's what they say. That's what
Yeah.
Joko says.
But if we can't find it, I'm just going to use frickin' permanent seal and put it together and be done with it.
So next stop, we're going to a fastener place that has basically every fastener. We've gone there several times.
Yeah, they've treated us well so far.
This place, Dijtham, something. Also over here, MTech. They have a lot of real cool stuff in there too. Perfect place, St. Martin, to get what you need.
This is good. Yeah, M5 stainless steel. And,
They got a lot of fasteners. Holy moly. This whole thing is of springs. Yes, springs. Crazy. It's great success. We got some screws.
And then, I don't know about
So
washers.
exciting.
A quick break to shout out our amazing patrons. Also, did you know that depending on your tier level, you can have access to Jeff's brain? We don't claim to know even close to everything, but at this point we have learned a ton and we'd like to share that knowledge with others. Electrical, fiberglassing, water makers, plumbing, tool selection, and general troubleshooting. Manual Man is here to help. Join the crew at Patreon/SailingSVJoko.
So the dry fit of the port lights is complete. Now we just have to figure out how to put these frame inserts in there. This section here is too long to fit over the area for the port light because they give them to you for things like this. But we don't need that. The ones over that we replaced were like flush against the wall. So we're gonna have to modify this one just a little bit. And by the power of editing, the end result looks like this. You can see how it's much narrower in here compared to here. So Jeff used a Dremel to cut the whole length of this and also cut out these little inserts here for the drainage tabs that are on the outside. And we have them marked so that we don't get them mixed up because each side of the boat is different. This is gonna work perfectly.
Okay, so what in the heck am I doing now? I am taking the inner trim ring and using it as a template to transfer to some plywood. I'm going to jigsaw out this ring and I'm going to hold it on the outside of the boat so that we can trace the inside of the hull onto it and then thereby have a one-piece spacer which we can then slightly jig out to fit the hole. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's the opening, and as you can see, it's been very creatively cut out by Hallberg Rassy on the previous port lights. Some of this is us, so these holes we may have shown you the other day are where the new screws are, just partially touching there, partially touching here, and here. Okay, so the problem is that you see the blue tape, that's the outline of the outer flange that's on the outside of the hull, and you can see already that we have some spots here and right here that are not going to seal very well. Kind of the acceptable amount of seal is right here. From the outside of that hole to there is about the amount of sealant that they anticipated you having, maybe more. So I'm going to try and make a ring, custom fit, that fills these gaps up as much as possible. all in one go. Because otherwise I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I don't know how, I'd be filling up a corner with epoxy or making some kind of a backing dam and then filling it. It just seems like a big cluster. So I'm gonna start with this template, trace it out and just see what we think. See if we get anywhere with that.
Wow, good job, honey. Look at this.
This is just a template.
That looks like, well, I know, but it looks like a Portlight.
Should we?
Hello.
Okay, I've got it pinched, so.
Okay, so I'm just gonna be tracing along the hull. Okay, here goes nothing.
You can ignore the screw holes, but yeah, the rest of it.
Sorry, I won't be able to film this part because I need 2 hands. Okay, I finished that. It's not much material that we need for these little spacers. So Jeff's gonna go take another look at it down below. Here it is. So just all of these areas like this are what we need for the spacer.
So you can see how it's kind of makes it quicker because they're weird. They're all weird shape, and now we have shape, I guess. So now if I cut away all this other material, we keep track of where they are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, which we could then bond into the hull.
So Jeff has now made the little wood pieces and cut them all out for the Portlights here. And now we're just fitting them in one by one, sanding them down a little bit with the Dremel to have a perfect fit. Or not a perfect fit, obviously, but a good enough fit because we are going to be bonding them in here with thickened epoxy. So the thickened epoxy will take up any extra gaps that still remain.
We're going to try this one.
But anyway, you can tell here, we have a flashlight here so that we can see all of the pieces are well marked in top, aft, starboard. All of them have to be marked properly, otherwise you can get confused real quick. So we're finished one so far. It looks like a wishbone. We're back in the bathroom. I mean, the head. Just showing you our steps that we did the other night when we epoxied in place all of our spacers. And now they are rock hard and we just have to drill out the corners where the machine screws are going to be going through again. That was a good job. Well done last night. Oh, next step in this window fiasco here, this Portlight fiasco, is now that we have shaped all of the pieces, so now we have some raw edges in there and we don't want that. So Jeff is just coating them with unthickened epoxy to seal them in.
Epoxying.
We're probably going to have to do 2 layers. We'll see how much that the wood soaks it up and then determine if we have to do maybe a 3rd layer. We'll see. In the home stretch tomorrow, after this is all cured and stuff, we can finally put the windows back in, the Portlights, sorry, the Portlights, back in with butyl tape and put the bolts through, and this project should be finished after that, I think, right?
I hope so.
I never know. There's always something extra.
Nice sealed Portlights.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a rainstorm yesterday, and the rain was coming sideways directly into these holes in the boat. So that was a lot of fun.
All good in the hood, you know?
Yeah.
We're looking forward to wrapping this up. We got the bathroom's going to be like quite a bit of upgrade. It's going to have a new hatch, new Portlight. The base for the toilet and behind will be painted. And then a new base as well. And a new beam. All necessary. All things that were just... A new support beam. Crap. Just look like crap. Yeah, and then we're going to have new trim made or whatever, or make or something. Yep. For that area.
We are just about ready to put the Portlights back together here. Just wanted to show you what it looks like from the outside. There we go. So you can see all of our spacers. And it's a perfect shape for the Portlight to go in.
The last step is to put a ton of butyl tape along the frame and ta-da! It's installed! Now that's finished, it's on to the next DIY project.
What are you doing, Jeff? It looks like you're doing a surgery over here.
Manufactured 12/20/20. When did I put this battery in? Do you remember? Look at the back of it.
Okay, so this is from Jeff's iPhone 7. Let's give some context, Mr. Surgeon. And he is replacing the battery in it. This is going to be what, your second battery for it?
In
Or
time.
third
How
battery,
small
something
it
like
is.
that.
And it's crunchy.
Let's see.
Like that's
You hold it.
sketchy.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
Look at it. Be careful. If it lights up, it's not
Jeez.
hot.
Oh, what?
Well, I don't know what it's gonna do.
Wow, this is the battery for your iPhone 7. And yes, Jeff is still rocking an iPhone 7.
Happily.
And now you're going to have a new battery. So where should I put this in case it lights up? In here? If you've ever wanted to see the inside of an iPhone, here you go. Jeff bought this kit from iFixit, yeah. And it came with all of the tools, everything in here, and he's using them all to do the replacement and including the new battery. And how much was this whole kit, including the battery? $20 or something, wasn't it? It was super affordable.
Yeah, it's not too bad, yeah.
So Jeff's phone has been going from like 50% to turning off and dying immediately. And so it was time to figure out a plan. And we don't really have the budget for a brand new phone right now. So decided to try this method out. And other than that, the iPhone 7 is still treating you good. There's no other problems with it except for the battery life right now.
But at the moment there is, it's not even together. Let's see how this goes.
Thanks, Captain Obvious. New battery has just been put in, and Jeff was sketching out a little bit about it because it wasn't going in straight.
It's not exactly perfectly aligned here. I think it'll be okay. I know, sketchy. Okay, now it's reassembly time, so here we go.
So on Joko, we don't just replace decking, we also replace iPhone batteries.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God. Doing new things every single day. Every single day. But if anyone could do it, you can, my dear.
Well, we'll see if this doesn't work.
We took the SIM card out
I'm gonna die.
just in case it does go up in flames for whatever reason. Then you'll still have a SIM card.
You gotta see the size of these screws. I'm not even kidding you. Ridiculous.
Let's zoom in and see if we can even see it.
I don't think you'll be able to.
Oh my God.
I know. Like if this thing wasn't magnetic, it would be impossible.
Oh, they're magnetic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So pro tip, don't go all the way with it. Just go a little bit with it. I know.
Well, you know, I think that you could do this as a side job, dear. So if anybody is wanting their battery, their iPhone battery to be replaced, hit us up. Let us know. Everything is going smoothly, and Jeff just wants me to come take a look at the size
of this screw.
Of these screws.
So there's my fingernail for scale.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the size of this. You can't even focus on it.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Wow. But you put on the waterproofing strip thing perfectly.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was going to screw that up.
I was his human light
I
fixture.
needed top-down light. We're losing light. Yeah, nice job. My God, I'm not built for this stuff anymore, you know? I mean, I guess I'm doing it, so that says something.
You are doing it.
But getting these lined up is just...
So these screws are magnetic, you were saying?
The screwdriver is magnetic, so you can just
Oh.
position them like
Right,
that.
that makes more sense.
So I'm happy to report, I was worried about that power cable coming out, but no, it's good. So the last thing we have to worry about is the screen getting in the way, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're good. This actually might work. In a minute, I turn my phone on and make sure it works.
It's very exciting.
I know, if it works.
Following along on this, is it a website or a YouTube?
iFixit. It's
iFixit.
it's a bit of everything. They got guides, and then they got the odd YouTube video thrown in for certain, like that adhesive strip step was kind of a lot. So they made a video for that. They're pretty good. I like them. Okay. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Ripping.
Woo, babe.
Well, we're not done yet. That's just power, but that took longer than normal.
Well, in the video, it actually took a while for it to turn on too. So we just have to make sure it goes to the next phase and that the touch screen still works and everything is what the video is saying. Oh, there we go.
Okay,
I was
no
going to
sim,
suggest to hit your home button there, but isn't it funny? Jeff's phone has a home button still.
And touching and,
Again, iPhone 7 with the old school.
Okay, that worked. No SIM card, we know that. Let's see what happens if we hold something down here.
Dinner is being cooked. We're going to have a pasta with like a garlic cream sauce and some Spam bacon. And we're going to add some peas to it and mushrooms. It's going to be really good. And it's really, really hot because we're getting all of the heat from
And
The stovetop.
It just cooled
Yay.
down from the stovetop when you did the chickpeas.
Yeah, when I made chickpeas in
And
the
it was
pressure
hot
cooker.
before that.
And that guy earlier.
And I was on the deck standing in the heat most
And we
of
were
the
hot
day.
from that.
So
and-
I just pounded this whole thing basically.
I know. I'm finished mine too and eat it. Anyways,
Yeah.
conclusion time of fixing your iPhone
It's underneath
yourself.
This stack of books here
Your iPhone is...
with a bunch of coins around the outside.
By the way, this is a great book. And so is the other ones down there too.
So 30 minutes, another 20, and then I can take these off, take the coins off, turn it back on again. Should still work.
Yep.
And then the only thing left to do is to charge it to 100% and leave it on there for 2 hours extra.
Oh, okay.
And then use it all the way till it literally shuts off and dies. So the computer
get
can
the
learn
new phone.
the how much capacity there actually is, and then it calibrates. So when you see the
Oh.
percentage, it actually is relevant.
Oh,
Otherwise, you
interesting.
could be getting a wrong amount of power for what it says.
Yeah. All right, so from the beginning when you first started doing this, it took you about 2 hours, a little over
but
2
in my
hours.
defense,
No, but that's totally fine.
well,
It's
they
not...
say, well, if it's a race or a game, they said 30 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 30 minutes. You've obviously done it before.
Yeah, you're
or
a
had
pro.
some other Apple device apart.
Yeah.
2 hours, okay, yeah, you take your time, you're slow. Maybe that's me. But we had a complication in the sense that the little tabs, you're supposed to pull these tabs out from underneath the battery to release it. Both of them snapped off on me.
Oh my
So
God.
then it became a process of alcohol prying a little bit, because you got to
Yeah.
be super careful.
Yeah.
And that's when we found that the bottom part, look at it. Not only is it swollen, but you can see the texture there. So it was grabbing those things, and
Looks like a chocolate bar.
it wouldn't let them out, basically.
Yeah.
So next up is this thing, but this thing isn't like dying.
To replace the battery on the iPad, you
Yeah,
mean? Yes.
but it is. I know the battery life is below 60%, but it's not acting like it's gonna explode. This phone was acting like to give you an example. Today, I was telling Kristen I picked up my phone. It said like 56%. I started using it. It shut off. I was like, oh god. I charged it back up to 100. Clearly, and that was the first time it had done that. It had been slowly dying. And then I charged it back to 100. Picked it up. Got a text from someone I haven't talked to in a long time, and I was at 63 or 4%. It shut off and rebooted itself.
Oh my
so
God.
clearly the battery couldn't even keep up with the power consumption.
Yeah. Well, it was perfect timing that we got that Amazon order in because we just got it like 2 days ago or yesterday even. Yeah, we just picked it up
I'm
yesterday.
just glad I pulled that off.
And,
That was a little
yeah.
stressful.
Ooh,
So
I
by the
hear
way-
my bacon needs a little toss here before it gets a little bit extra crispy on some sides. P.S. There's nothing wrong with Spam, especially when you cook it like this. Like, it is so good. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, that was it.
Just sitting here in the dark.
Yeah, which I was going to change that.
But we have our new light fixtures.
No, they're
newly
not new.
painted.
They're another thing we fixed.
Yeah,
We just fixed
ourselves.
everything.
Anyway, very successful. I'm very proud of you, honey, for tackling that.
That was pretty crazy. Like,
Yeah, it was very
I mean, it's-
intense.
You look at that, everyone will be like, yeah, people repair their stuff all the time. But that is very finicky. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, it was definite surgery.
It's
And
so
you did
hot
a
in there
great
right
job. And it is time for it to get even hotter because I have to finish my spam bacon is done. And my pasta is done. And now I need to saute up the garlic, onion, and make a cream sauce with almond milk. And add some mushrooms and peas. And then it's going to be a party. Yay.
Hot already.
Oh, jeez. Uh-oh, not again.
I know. Why is it so hot?
Anyway, it's good. It's good. It's good.